Got me live on Facebook? Cool. Hey there, Greg Flanagan. You know what? It's Friday, and if it's 11 o'clock, we are live with Fridays with Flanagan. We're on a webinar today, and we're going to be doing everything through the webinar on Zoom. Give that a couple of weeks try, see if it works better for us. I think it will somewhere down the road, but hey, you never know. I'm coming to you from Charleston, South Carolina. Beautiful day today, no rain, little overcast, mid 70s, lower humidity, just a perfect day to go out and play some golf. Of course, I chose yesterday to play golf, and it was a perfect day, 72 degrees, but it rained all day. I still got the sunburn, so the clouds were still coming in, and we had a great time. So if you're looking to do anything down here in the South, especially around the Charleston, Somerville, UG, Cainhoy area, on the beaches of Isle of Palms or Sullivan's Island, give me a call, 843-952-4444, and I'll help you out any way I can. Today, we're going to be talking about, and we appreciate everybody signing on. Today, we're going to be talking about REO. REO. What is REO? And that's the most important thing we want to know. With everything I'm trying to shut my phone off, folks. It's blowing me up right now. Sorry about that. Let's start with the first slide. Of course, Fridays with Flanagan every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now, Eastern Standard in a couple of months. Power Onward, Fridays with Flanagan. Power Onward is my coaching company. You're welcome to join me. Drop me a line, hit my calendar link. Join me as I pull back the curtain on some of the best kept secrets of the real estate world. Each week, we dive into what's happening in the market and how we as professional real estate agents should be responding. Hey, quick mention on the market. It looks like we're just into seasonality. We're staying in seasonality. I expect these last 2 weeks of September, like every other year, going to get a little bit of a bounce, and then we're going to drop back down into the holiday regions, which October, November, and December, we kind of slow down. But here's the thing, don't you stop working, okay? Let everybody else stop working. You keep working, and I guarantee you that on January, February, and March, you're going to be way ahead of them. So keep working. Don't get the excuse of it's the holidays and I can't do anything. You can. People do buy and sell homes during the holidays. All right, what is a distressed property? These are the 5 secrets of distressed properties. Let's have a conversation about what you need to become a distressed property expert with. Distressed properties. Because we've gone through such a tremendous amount of growth in not only valuation of properties, but also in the amount sold, a lot of the talking heads are saying we might get into a foreclosure situation. Personally, I don't think we will be, because the banks have been pretty conscientious about lending money to people that can afford it. We will always have a foreclosure market. We will always have a short sale market. If you want to be an expert in that market, then this is for you. This is going to tell you what to do. How did I come across this? Years ago, back in 2006, 7, and 8, especially in 2008, the market collapsed. About 2007, I started doing short sales. Short sales, we're going to explain that, but the market collapsed and there were a lot of people losing their homes. Tragic time. I mean, people were being put out on the street. Rentals became something. Rents rose just because of the demand for people going into rentals. It was a real crucial time in the real estate business. And you look back and go, man, 2008, that was like 13 years ago, right? And we've always seen these ups and downs, but 2008 was real special because so many, 30% of our business was based on foreclosure, whereas normally it's a 1 to 3% of defaults. So be careful out there. Hold on for 1 second. I got to move this because I'm looking at the corner of the screen. There we go. I'm right there now. Okay, so let's get right into the bulk of this. It's pretty big. Over here. What is distressed property? A distressed property is any property that's under foreclosure or being sold by the lender. normally a result of a homeowner who was unable to keep up with the mortgage payments and or the tax bill on the property. It is common to be sold below market value. Uh, and that's true. Right now, market value is about 105% of what the asking price is because of our crazy market, at least locally, and I know many places in America. So that means that to sell under market value is going to be probably in that high 90s to 100% full market value, as long, depending on condition of the property, obviously. But so there are a couple of words that we use in the distressed property market. The first one is REO. I'm sure you heard that and went, wait a second, REO Speedwagon. No, that's not what it is. REO is real estate owned. This is a bank terminology. It started with the banks before the independent brokers came in. We own the real estate. That's the bank telling itself that real estate owned. These are on our books. How did it become real estate owned? Through foreclosure. And of course, we all know foreclosure is what happens to someone that doesn't pay their bills. If you sit in any kind of closings as an agent, sometimes you hear the attorney say, here's this big stack of paperwork, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. You're going to sign your name 145 times. But the bottom line is, if you pay, you stay. If you don't, you won't. It's as easy as that. So pay your bills. You don't have to go into foreclosure. But that's real estate owned. Short sale, selling for less than the mortgage on the house. A short sale on a house is you have your mortgage and you can't make the payments. The first thing, and this is another whole course about avoiding foreclosure, a short sale, foreclosure, they're both detrimental to your credit score and your credit rating, but a short sale is going to be relieved sooner than a foreclosure. A short sale means that you realize maybe through losing your job, maybe a transfer at work, military, be careful there, we'll discuss that. Something happened in your life that you were no longer able to afford your mortgage. You have to go to the bank and say, hey, bank, I need to sell my house, but the house is not worth as much as the mortgage on the house is. So if you have $100,000 mortgage and the value of your house is $100,000, you're going to be at break even. Well, you still got to pay the real estate agents, you still got to pay the attorneys. There's a lot of people you need to pay. So your mortgage debt is going to be higher. So what we do is we negotiate a short sale. It sells short of the mortgage. They will forgive a certain amount of money on your mortgage. In the heyday, we were short selling homes at 75% of the mortgage or 60% of the value, all depends on what the banks would take. So that's a short sale. The last one is a estate sale. Someone dies and they are liquidating the assets, whether it's they die with a will or without a will. That's an estate sale, right? They're gonna sell the house and get it on the market. Normally these things, that's not so much a distressed property, but it's a specialized property. So REO, short sale, and estate sale. Those are the three types of properties we're talking about today. The first secret is asset management. What is an asset management? I get a constant call, people asking, Greg, I want to just look at short sales. How can I buy it before it's on the market? Where can I go? What can I do? I know my neighbor down the street is behind on their mortgage. What can I do? Well, the asset management refers to the management of investments on behalf of others. These are third-party people. The bank or the financial institution or the investor owns the mortgage, right? They own the note. The mortgage is what the note is held by, but they own the note. You owe me $100,000. The bank owns it. The asset manager is the one who manages it when you go in default. They're actually a third party. There's all different kinds of names. We'll go over that in a few minutes. They're the ones that come in, they take care of the grass, they take care of the house, make sure nobody breaks in, that kind of thing. That's asset management. They're managing the assets of the bank. Key tasks and responsibilities of an asset manager creating an overall strategy to sell the property for the highest possible price in the least amount of time, while minimizing holding costs. Sometimes these asset managers hold these properties for up to 18 to 24 months. So during that time, they've got this system that they use to minimize the amount of money they're going to spend to make sure this property doesn't lose value while it's off the market, going through legal procedures and everything else, whichever way your state works. Our state, you could actually live in your house for 2 or 3 years. You get another state, I think, North Carolina, you could be out of the house in 30 days. I'm not sure about that, but I think there are 2 different systems right there. Creating an overall strategy. Their strategy goes right down to how many times we're going to mow the grass in a month, right? They'll do it every 15 days because that actually gets the grass cut about twice a month. If they did it, hey, you know what, come by the house and cut it every 2 weeks, or come back and cut it, 4 times a month, it's going to cost them more money. They'll keep the property up to date. The overall strategy and pricing is what we're going to talk about a little later also. They're going to set prices. They're going to ask for BPOs. That's what the asset management company does. Any questions on that? Cool. Well, we went to secret number 3. There's secret number 2. Who are these people that make the decisions? These are the asset managers. As you can see here, it's a pretty long list, and this is not complete. This is not complete. I think a couple of these have merged also. Every one of these is a link, and we could send you those links. I think I have a PDF on it. These are all management companies. All right, they Cred, TRED, Nationwide Full Service Property Management Marketing Company, LRES, Real Estate Solutions, National Commercial REOs, Great List of Properties, Midland Loan Services, which is PNC Bank, NPR Capital. What else is up here? These are all, most of them anyway, the people who are doing REOs in the country. How do you contact them? Right, so that's the second secret. These are the people that are doing it. My next thing is how are you going to contact these people? Who are you going to get in touch with? What do I want to say about this? Let's go back here for a minute. It is difficult you can't just call up Altusauce and say, hey, I want to be your REO person. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. These are difficult people to get hold of. You got to do a little bit of work. You got to do a little bit of schmoozing. Schmoozing. You got to do a little schmoozing, and to get in front of them, because this is what they do. I guess these 2 slides should have been backwards, but that's fine. Secret number 3: asset managers service provide. They market the REO properties, pre-foreclosure property conditions, occupancy status within 24 hours, negotiate cash for keys as appropriate. What is cash for keys? Sometimes when people don't want to move out, the asset manager says, you know what, Greg, go over there and offer those people some money to give you the keys so they disappear. And they leave the house in a broom swept condition. I think the biggest one I had ever was back in probably 2008, 2009. I had $1 million house, $1.5 million, I think at the time, probably $4 million today. Guy hadn't paid his mortgage in almost 4 years. They couldn't get him out. He was living there for free. The asset manager said, you know what? We'd already done a property condition report. I'd taken pictures of the house. We keep up the monthly reports. All this going on for years, to the point I get to know the guy, right? I get to know the guy, try to talk him doing a short sale where he'd walk away with no problem. And then the last step was, asset manager came and he said, offer him $30,000 to move out. Wow. Okay. Guess what? The guy turned it down. Absolutely turned it down. He says, no. I figure I got another 12 months here by the time they get through with all the legal hurdles they have to do and everything else. So he lived on an oceanfront property for another, year or so, 12 months, 14 months, till eventually they foreclosed on him and he had to move out. So that's cash for keys. What they're going to ask you as a real estate agent is drive-by BPOs. BPO is broker price opinion. It's your opinion of the value of that house. There's very strict standards that you have to abide by. Every one of these people, every one of these asset managers has their own standard of what they consider is a BPO. There are different ways to do BPOs. That's where I'm going to tell you to start with, right? You're going to offer to do BPOs for free or up to $50 per BPO. It is time consuming, but it does get you in front of them. You do either drive-by BPOs, if you're watching like Lab Coat Agents or any of those Facebook things, or even Next Door Neighbor, right? That little app that they have that neighborhoods use. Somebody's taking pictures of the house next door. Well, it could be a real estate agent doing a broker price opinion for an investor. That's very, very likely. CMAs, comparative market analysis, evictions coordinated by the sheriff's department. You'll be part of those. Arrange locksmiths, rekeying, property preservation. That means they're going to go in, change all the locks, and keep the house preserved. Normally, what they do, especially in cooler climates, is they will winterize everything so that the water doesn't freeze the pipes. Detailed repair recommendations. You get to know. I think this is one of the best things, especially if you're a real estate agent. You're going to have to go in there. You're going to have to get bids on repairs. What's it going to cost us? What's it going to cost the asset manager to repair the place? They're going to make a decision on that, whether they're going to repair it or not repair it, whether it's worth to repair it or just sell it as is. Obtain multiple licensed contracting bids. That's part of that. Coordinate property rehab. All of a sudden, you're becoming an unpaid GC. Coordinate termite repairs. Coordinate repairs required by the city or county. Establish and maintain utilities. That means you need a bank account because that's coming out of your pocket before they pay it. You've got to give them monthly bills. Okay. Property inspections specific to each client. Monthly status reports. Effective marketing plans. They're going to depend on you to say, hey, Greg, how much can you sell this in 30 days? What about 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, or longer? And you're going to have to come up with those plans. Arrange title and escrow services. Depending on the management company, they may let you use your own attorneys, your regular attorneys, or they may say, we're going to use this guy. Monitor the escrow and loan processes when we put it under contract. And your availability is pretty much 24/7 because some of these guys work, for us on the East Coast, some of them on the West Coast, they have very large caseloads at times. Maintain the investor buyer network. So here comes relationships again. You get a house on the market, and that asset manager guy, he wants that off his desk as soon as possible. Sometimes they're bonused on how many homes they sell in a month, how many sheets get cleared. Because you got to understand, this is big business. This is investors. These are investors who want their money back so they can put it somewhere else so it keeps making money. Right now, their investment is sitting in something that's not making money because you're not paying a bill. So that's important to understand. Negotiating solid sales contracts. So that's what the asset manager company wants you to do. In that, it's a lot, and you're still only going to get paid 3%, folks. Isn't that wonderful? Or I can't say that because it's national TV, but you're still going to get paid whatever negotiated fees that you had with the asset management company. all within that. There are ways to make more money. If you own the repair company, well, there it is. So there's an opportunity there. Any questions? Great. Secret number 4, qualifications to be an REO listing. You got to fog a mirror. You're alive, you can be an REO agent. That's not a problem. Anybody can do it. You have to have a real estate resume. Build your resume, put on there your courses that you took. And here are some great courses: valuation courses, tools that you use. These are the CMAs I use. These are the products, whether it's APC or CRS or here's the automated stuff. Real estate affiliations. You're dealing with distressed property. You should belong and have credentials through Certified Distressed Property Expert. That's one of them, CDPE. You should be part of the 5-Star Nation, which is out of Texas. It's all REOs. You should be part of that. They want to see these affiliations so they understand that you are qualified to do this. Production numbers. The asset managers want to deal with people who have some numbers to back them up, or people who are affiliated with market centers that do REOs. Financial capability with a star. Why with a star? I'll tell you why. A lot of this is going to come out of your pocket, and then you're going to invoice the asset manager at the end of the month for whatever you did, whether you paid electric bills, water bills, you did some rehab, you put a locksmith in there. All of this is coming back to you. And if it's only one property, most new agents can handle that. But when it becomes 10, 15, 20 properties, if we get into that market again, that's a lot of cash out of your pocket until such time as they pay you back. And you better make sure your invoices are straight, because if they're not, I think they give you 45 days after you invoice them to straighten it out, or otherwise they say, thanks a lot, we appreciate it. Any questions there? Great. And secret number 5, you got to build some street cred. What is street cred? Where I come from, street cred is credibility, right? What street cred do I have with asset managers? I'm going to tell you to go back to secret number 2, all those asset managers, and I want you to apply to every one of those asset managers. Whether you're new or you've been in a business a while, go back and apply. Just go back and apply to them. Say, hey, Greg Flanagan here. I would love to be your asset manager. I work hard. I'm available these times. I have the financial capabilities, and go through and have the confidence to build yourself up, because that's what you're doing. You're selling yourself like you sell to any other listing prospect. They are listing prospects. You've got to get that asset manager on the other side of that table to say, this guy might be able to save me time. Let me explain something. Asset manager sits at a table. They have a boss over there that says, we need $1.5 million back into our investors' hands this month. What can you do about it? They've got a stack of foreclosures over here. They've got to get rid of these. Every one of these files is a foreclosure. The more that file goes on this side of the table where they're closed, the more money that asset manager is going to make, his boss is going to make, and the investors are going to get back. If you're if you're emailing this asset manager and you say, Mr. Asset Manager, here's what I want to do for you. I am going to make your life easy. You're not going to hear from me because I'm going to be so good that everything that on your checklist is going to be done by the time you get to this file, so that you don't have to stop, look at it, and then send it back to me. I'm going to take the file. I'm going to do everything you asked me to do properly. And you're going to be able to look at that file and go, this is great, put it on the market and send it off. That's the kind of confidence you need to exude to these people. Make their job easier. Put it all around making their job easier. Apply to every asset manager you can find. Type in asset manager. You can ask us for the list. We'll give it to you. Snail mail, email, and LinkedIn. Get out there, put your name out there. Same thing. You've got to put your name out there. I am an REO agent. Be the person you want to become, right? Be the person you want to become. Understand the business, read up on the business. Call weekly, leave a short message. They're not going to answer your call. They're busier than heck, but call weekly. Hey, this is Greg Flanagan with Keller Williams calling to see how I can help you. I'll call back next week if I don't hear from you. And by the time the fourth or fifth week comes there, right, multiple impressions over an extended period of time equals awareness and money. So just keep doing that. Send your resume monthly. Trust me, these guys get a lot of stuff in. Every month, send your resume. Every month, send your resume. They will look at it. They will know your name by the time you get past 5 or 6 months. The next one down, offer to do broker price opinions. This is something, it's a lost leader. Folks, you don't make money on these things. I'm going to tell you, it's going to take you 2-3 hours. You're going to drive here, you're going to drive there. What I can tell you is do it within your own area. Don't be running out, we're in Charleston. Don't be running 40 miles out to do it. I've done it. It doesn't pay. Okay. Take care of yourself. Be local. Stay within 15 minutes of your office and do a good BPO. Listen to what they tell you. Listen to the parameters they tell you. There's a certain way each one wants you to do. Share your non-REO properties. Show them how good you are. You've done a lot of listings. Let them see that you've done 12, 13, 14 listings over the year, over the 18 months, whatever you've done. Let them see that too, so that they see that you're a listing agent and they're going to want to know it. Biggest thing, ask for their business. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Manager, I would love to be your REO manager, your REO real estate agent here in Charleston. Do you have anything available for me to manage, to list? Ask them. It's totally subjective of who they pick. I could tell you, I've seen years ago, well, not that long ago, probably 10 years ago, a person ran into an asset manager while they were on vacation in the Isle of Palms. That asset manager liked that person, turned around, went back to work, and sent that person, I think it was 10 to 12 deals in a bundle that were worth $3 to $4 million. It's all about relationship. You get to this 5-star down in Texas. It's a convention when and if we ever get COVID out of the way. And you get down there and you talk to people. It is a relationship business. You've got to tell them that you're better than the other guy and that you will do their work quicker, easier, without hassle. And you're going to take time. You're going to give them back time. It's 2 things we deal with, right? Time and money, 2 currencies. Time is what they're looking for. They don't want to have to keep going back into files. Be proactive, bring solutions, not problems. Another big one, we're coming to the end of our time. Another big one is be solution-based. You want to lose an asset manager? Call them up and say, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that. You bring him problems, bring her problems, and they're not going to call you. If they call you up during the week and go, how's everything going? You go, fabulous, no problems whatsoever. We got it covered, a couple little hiccups, but they're covered. You don't have to worry about a darn thing. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear, well, Jerry didn't turn the water on, they don't want to hear that crap. Okay. So bring solutions, not problems. All right. And pricing, BPOs, there you go. We can do a whole deal on this. BPOs, request value a home, just the stats that they use, some of them. Yeah, this is a valuation. I think I've done a couple of, I think over the years, I've done a couple of CMA classes that you can look on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and look under CMA and you'll see it. Okay, and it'll break all this out. All right, I'm Greg Flanagan. We're here every Friday, 11 a.m. Join us on one of our favorite social media channels, Power Onward Masterminds or Power Onward Interviews. We've got hundreds of videos out there, I'm sure by now, and you can go through and just go through our whole deck. We hope you do. If you want to reach out to me, drop me an email right there or go to our website, poweronwardmastermind.com, sign up. We don't sell your information. We don't give it away. We'll just keep you informed. If you want to have a coaching call, give me a call. You got a question, give me a call. Drop me an email. We'll send you a Calendly link, get you on the schedule. Happy to help you. Whatever we can do, let us know. Any questions? Have a prosperous weekend. We'll see you next Friday. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, send that in too. Happy to talk about anything. Obviously, I talk all day. Have a great day. See you next week.